people are caught in their cognitus.
Big time.
Yeah, it's interesting how people make it like a part of them. Like you're insulting them personally, but it's just this crazy belief that they can't see. It's just a belief.
My theory is that they're scared because we're taking all their fantasy away, and their fantasy world is the only place that they're actually powerful. So we're taking all their power away from them and making them super vulnerable and subject to the very horde of zombies that they are a part of. As soon as they go, is the earth flat? You can literally hear the entire zombie horde cult of Globies go, what did he say? Did he question the cult? And they fucking, no, I didn't. I'm sorry. It's a ball. I was just kidding. I didn't think about it. Stupid flat earthers. Well, I've seen it, bro. I've seen it a bunch of times, right? Like when I go into a room, like I go into politics, I'm pretty sure you guys are, I don't know what, it's just politics, but I go into a room with 20 people. I say one thing, they go, Jason's a flat earther. Don't believe what he says. He's a conspiracy theorist. And instantly I have half the room go, hey, Jason, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you, Jason? And the other room just, and the other half is quiet. And that one person that announced me gets triggered because everybody's so curious about Earth.
Well, you see, there are like two sides to that. It's like either they get triggered, like the person who announced it gets triggered, or they start laughing, right? Because people are so interested in it, but he'll probably start laughing because they're trying to make fun of you. Oh, if the Earth is flat, why is my mom flat, or something like that, right? So some random shit like that, right?
Yeah, every time. Every time.
So it's like it's 50-50 with one of those. So they laugh or they get triggered, or maybe even both.
But I do it because like one person will private message me and be like, dude, what are you talking about? And it'll trigger a 2-month conversation of just him critically thinking. I know all you people here have experienced looking at something and thinking about it and literally feeling a cortex in your brain working, and it feels like it's moving, and it makes your scalp feel weird. Have you ever felt that?
I mean, yes, because it's like the disbelief sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
It's like I don't know.
It's like the wrinkle. You can literally feel the wrinkle of developing.
Yeah.
And then when you go from a ball to a globe Earth, oh my goodness, what the? You're learning things. You're not just denying things.
On headworms.
Sorry.
That was Gemsy.
That was Gemsy.
Hey, I'm not a gold member, so I'll mute myself if you guys want me to.
Well,
no, you're good.
Yeah, you're good because you're VC verified. So we just wanted to know where your stance was. But I think we want to see if Sasha Ivanov or whatever, however you say his name, is available to speak to us. I believe he thinks that it's a globe.
I wouldn't do it, Redford. He's been around for 3 weeks. We wasted a lot of time on him earlier, but I mean, I don't run the show, so whatever you want.
What's his main thing?
I mean, you guys can debate with me all if you want.
Refraction, and all types of other just crap.
Yeah.
Well, if his main thing is refraction, then he obviously doesn't understand the Black Swan. And like QE said, they're not going to be able to understand it, right? Because when something is refracting, it's refracting like from the horizon. It's not, the horizon doesn't refract. And if that's what they're claiming, if the horizon is refracting, right, that's the most ignorant thing they could say, right? But if that's what they're saying, then when Al Biruni measured the radius of the Earth, he measured a refracted horizon. So if it's refracting and the horizon is moving based on refraction because of optics and weather, which is what we've been saying for years, then guess what? How do you know which refracted horizon to measure? The one up close or the one far away? So it takes away the circumference, the radius, it's all gone.
It goes beyond that. He was trying to say oil vapors from the rigs were causing more refraction than regular. He's a waste of time, trust me. But go ahead,
no, it's just because I beat you guys in arguments and you can't beat me.
That is a little correct. I was arguing with
now listen to him. Now listen to him. He beat us in arguments and we can't correct him or we can't take it or whatever.
address what I just said. Address what I just said. How do you have a radius if you got a refracted horizon?
Well, I mean, it's a ball, so obviously there's going to be a radius regardless of what the
Okay, I understand you got a confirmation bias, right? But address what I just said. If you have a refracted horizon, which refracted horizon do you measure?
Well, I believe it was measured from space, so...
He's talking about the black swan, though.
Okay, no,
so we're talking about.
Okay, well, I guess I'll just embrace the globe earther role since that's what I've been given.
Space.
So can we talk about when it was measured before space? Because we had to have the horizon. We had to have the circumference and everything before we went to space. When was it originally measured?
Well, that original measurement didn't even use the horizon, so.
So what did they use?
They used the positions of the stars and the distance between them.
The distance between them to measure the Earth?
Yeah, so if I recall correctly, the experiment went like they had two separate positions on Earth, and then they looked up at the stars and then compared the two, and then used the distance between the two positions on Earth to calculate the volume of the Earth.
Okay, so you can Google right now the mass of the Earth, the mass of the Sun, and they give you a number like they actually know. But are these just calculations or are these like direct measurements?
Well, the mass is clearly a calculation because you can't measure the whole mass.
Well, can you measure the whole volume?
Well, I mean, obviously you're not going to be able to perfectly measure the volume, but you can probably get a pretty good estimate.
Okay, so it's just
and that rough explanation you just gave is why you think you're on a ball?
No.
Oh, okay.
See, here's the deal. Let's say you got two girls in the room. They weigh exactly the same amount, right?
But I don't really like arguing with you guys because you guys just mute me and like I don't really want to.
If I muted you, dude, get your eyes out.
Everybody's cool. Everybody's cool.
You're about to get muted again.
No, everybody's cool.
You guys, everybody, it's okay. If you are here of your own free will, right? So if you want to have a conversation with us, we're glad to have a conversation with you. And just keep it civil, and there should be no issues with you getting muted.
Okay, I'll keep it civil.
Perfect. Thank you.
Cool.
All right, so that was a really cool red herring. So back on track. So you're making assumptions about where you live, and then you're making those assumptions concrete, by saying, well, that's close enough of a guess, right? Is that what you're doing?
Well, I it's not an assumption. It's an educated guess.
Okay, so it's a guess. It's not an assumption, but it's a guess.
So, okay, what's the difference between an assumption and an educated guess then? Because you're just assuming, you're not actually being able to provide any factual evidence, right?
Well,
it's they're all assumptions.
Well, I disagree. Well, I've never been to space, so I'll never know 100% sure if
and you never will go. You never will.
Okay, well, that's a red herring, but regardless.
Dream
so I never will know for sure myself if it is a ball, but I mean, all my logic and my logical faculties, my senses, tell me that it's most likely not flat.
Your senses tell you it's most likely not flat. Okay, so... How? Yes, this is interesting. Considering,
have you seen the curvature?
So the biggest problem I have with flat Earth is the fact that if you look up at the sky, say in Europe, and then you look up at the sky in Australia, you would not see the same thing. Which is, if you're on a flat Earth, you would see the same.
Right. So let's say you go to Walmart and you look. Yeah, let's say you go to Walmart and you look up at the ceiling in automotive and there's like different lights when you're in the meat department. Does that mean the Walmart is a sphere?
That's fucking smart. That's genius.
That's a red herring. That's a straw man.
No, that's a perfect example of perspective, how your perspective fails you.
It's not true.
It's different because it's up in space.
Why you shouldn't believe in optical illusions
you would
that you
have
can't
to
verify.
see the same thing.
So Sasha, let me
That's
tell
why
you
we don't,
what's
in science we don't rely on optical illusions that can't be verified. See, that's exactly why we don't.
See, in Walmart, it would be
Wow.
local, but if it's up in space, it would
Hey,
not be local.
Radwin.
You guys want to spend 3 more hours?
Apparently,
Let's see.
this
Is
dude's
there
got a-
anybody else?
I've never
to
talked to the
talk
guy.
Yeah, I've never
I've
talked
never
to him
talked to him
either.
either.
So,
So
this
everybody
is
else has
interesting.
already had a piece, you know.
Well,
Wait,
everybody's
turn.
being cool. So,
But Sasha,
did you understand
Sasha,
the Walmart thing? That was pretty good.
Sunny is my favorite flat earther, and Bong. Sunny and Bong are my favorite flat earthers.
That's great. Okay, so you made an interesting comment earlier, Sasha, that you have the globe earther role, so you have to be a globe earther or something like that.
Yeah, I said I would embrace the globe.
Okay, so I thought you
play
wanted
on
on
the
the
fence.
fence. Like,
play-
I'm so confused.
Well, I did want on the fence, but
No.
So the tag dictates your belief system?
Put him a flat. Put it flat. Put it flat.
Well, do you see
Yeah,
how
maybe-
ridiculous even that is in the
I
statement?
think
Like,
I
it's
just-
hard to take you serious when you're saying that you
Yeah,
can
but-
measure the volume of the
Well,
Earth by
people
looking at
bully me.
stars.
People bully me in the server for having the Glober role.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
but I don't
I don't know if that-
understand
Dude,
that.
we're not attacking
but-
you. Hold on. Time out. We're not attacking you. We're attacking the idea of the heliocentric model. And if you somehow redirect that attack towards yourself and it like makes you feel like a victim so that you can have like good morals for getting attacked for your like, you know, come on, bro. We're not attacking you. We're not bullying you.
No,
Right?
I never
Just
said
be
you
honest.
guys are. I just said there are
So
some
you
people.
said that
Especially
you
in
said
the
your
text
senses-
chat.
You said your senses don't tell you that you live on a flat stationary plane. So when have you observed motion or curvature?
Please.
I observe motion when I see the sunset. I observe
Sorry.
curvature.
I'm sorry, I'm talking about the motion of the Earth, not the sun.
No, like,
Right,
Yeah,
so I believe the Earth is rotating, which is what causes the sun to set.
I don't care what you believe. I'm asking what your senses are telling you that the Earth is moving. I want to know specifically
Okay,
about that.
I'll give you another example. When I look up at the stars and the stars are in a different position, then that tells me.
Okay, so the
something's
stars are
probably-
moving. That doesn't tell you anything. Do you understand all motion is relative?
So you
understand
think
that, right?
everything is moving except for the Earth? Is that what you guys
exactly.
believe?
What if you're
That's what we
stationary and the firmament is moving and the sun is moving? It would look exactly the same. As
Well,
if
which
you
one
were
do you
on a
think
ball.
is more likely? Every single star is
Well, the thing
rotating
is-
Earth,
the thing
or
is, you
the
need-
moving
Earth
around
is
us.
rotating.
Yep, that
Yeah,
makes more
okay.
sense.
Yeah, that makes a ton of more sense, and we can prove it scientifically, verifiably.
And it makes more sense because nothing moves relative to each other except for the sun, moon, and those wandering stars. The other
Yeah,
stars,
and there's
all
trillions and
stay
trillions and
exactly
trillions of
the
other
same
stars that don't
way.
move at all.
Yeah, all the little other lights all stay exactly the same distance away from each other.
And have a circular star
most-
trail pattern while we're orbiting and wobbling and
I mean,
shooting through
obviously,
space.
the Glober would argue that it depends on where you are in regards to the rotation around the Earth and where you
No.
are in regards
Okay,
to.
but what does it matter what the Glober argues? We're talking about you. Are you saying that you're a Glober? Like, you can't even make up your mind on what,
it's
you
afraid to
know.
say that
You're
now.
like,
Well,
it's
Well,
just like
I've been
these arguments
diagnosed with
don't make
multiple personality disorder, so
So
Oh, here
can
we
I
go.
can I address that
Are you
global argument?
serious?
Split personality fallacy.
Don't jerk. Yeah, really. Don't joke about that. There's people that suffer from that for real. Are you really
So I'm not
diagnosed
gonna-
with that?
I'm not going to address your personalities. I'm just going to address the argument. So the argument would be that you can only make this argument based on philosophy because it has absolutely nothing to do with science. So your worldview dictates that you don't want to be judged by a creator. You don't want to believe in the flood. You want to believe in a godless Big Bang that created the
Well, I do
universe.
believe
And
in God.
sorry, don't cut me off.
well, I'm
Oh, you
gonna
do
cut
believe in
off
God.
if you straw man me.
Okay, I can respect that. So you do believe in a creator?
I don't believe in the flood, but I do believe in God.
Okay, so you believe in a creator. I don't care if you think Michael Jackson's your god. Do you believe in a creator of the heavens and the earth?
I believe in a creator. I don't believe in heaven.
So what do you believe in the Big Bang for? Wait a minute, you just got through talking about going to space. You don't believe in heaven, but you're going to go to space? You realize it's the same thing, right?
No, I disagree.
Really, look up the definition for heaven or heavens.
Well, definitions, like, can we not do
Don't mean thing? Can we not do? You disagree with my definition,
Well, I think.
but can we not do semantics, bro? Bro, get the fuck out of here. That's why your ass gets muted.
Most people, when they talk about heaven, they talk about the afterlife. Do you really believe that they just go up to the stars?
How is he gonna say? Let's not do definitions, guys. Let's go to the debate server, or let's go to debate people and not talk about definitions. Let's go discuss the topic without defining anything. Fucking hell.
What now?
Did somebody mute him, or did he just
Yeah,
realize?
somebody muted and deafened him. I don't know who did it.
Here's the thing with Sasha. Here's the thing with Sasha, guys. Sasha is actually a flat earther. Like, I mean, of course we can't verify that with anybody, but he. Okay, here's the thing that I've seen with Sasha is that he's disgruntled right now because he is this flat earther. He knows all the arguments. He's been with us for a little while, but he's still clinging on to this evolution thing, and it pisses people off, and people don't understand it. I don't understand it. It doesn't jive with me. So that's why people give him the globe earth roll. Right now, he's just playing the disgruntled flat earther because he keeps getting the globe earth roll. He's pissed off. So basically, he's coming from that.
Hey, well, you can't be
so
a flat
I
earther and have evolution, so.
I can start checking evolution now that I know that. But for whoever muted him, please unmute him, right? Because you guys had 3 hours with him, and I get like what, like 10 minutes?
Yeah,
Come on, guys.
What is with muting people like that with the headphones?
Yeah, so I would recommend you guys delete some of the mods who are power hungry because it actually.
Sasha, we don't need your opinion. Please, can we just continue with the conversation? And we.
Well, I don't even know who muted me. It's just really frustrating.
It's irrelevant. Continue.
It is actually very relevant.
No, actually, it's not. And you know what? If you're gonna get that upset about it, then I mean, we can mute you again. Like, I mean, if you want to have a conversation, fine. If you want to be fixated on who muted you, we don't care. Okay.
So you said you believe in God, right? And I couldn't get it out of you if that was a creator or not. So this creator, why would he need evolution if he could just design all the animals and organisms and everything on the planet and ecosystem, right? Why would he trust that, you know, the rocks are just going to eventually, you know, get rained on for millions of years and they're going to wash down into the primordial ooze, and the soup is going to do like some sort of miraculous making something out of nothing. For example, they used to believe that flies and maggots would like pop up like on a dead animal, right? And the spontaneous generation was debunked like 100 years ago, at least. So why do you think that this spontaneous generation could happen, you know, from rock sediments getting washed into the ponds?
What happened with the horses?
So, well, I think the reason why God created the universe was so that he could experience subjectivity. And yeah, that's basically it.
What? He can experience something.
Subjectivity. So if you're an objective God,
pot or something, but on that, it's just a different level.
He's the ultimate.
I don't even know what you mean by that, but
yeah,
that was a red herring. Can we get?
I don't smoke pot, by the way.
Can we get back to the spontaneous generation that evolution requires? You know, a lot of people talk about evolution, and we ask them to defend it, and they never actually go to what it's actually about. It's actually about abiogenesis, right? Because what's the title of Darwin's book? The Origin of Species. So what is this? Go ahead.
Abiogenesis is what started evolution, but that's not what evolution is about.
Really? The origin of species. Blah, 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 preferred races.
Well, the idea behind evolution is over time, a species or organisms in general will become more adaptive to their environment. That's what evolution is about.
Just to get to the point of where...
So what's the preferred races?
Sorry, bro, you go ahead. Nichols?
You go ahead.
Yeah, are you trying to speak or are you hot micing? Because you've been lighting up for a bit.
I'm trying to speak.
Okay, I see you're VC verified. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying that the theory of evolution, the origin of species, the point the guy is making is that it started with water, rock, and earth, and there's no evidence of non-living things becoming together to become a cell of a living thing. So that's where the origin of should be, and it's not there.
Well, I mean,
So-
there are some theories on what created abiogenesis. I could give them to you if you guys are
Theories
interested.
don't matter to us.
Yeah, we need proof. So
Well, isn't flat Earth a theory?
No,
No.
it's measured that
No.
way.
not a theory, bro.
So let's
It's not.
So you know for sure that
It should
the Earth
be
is
a
flat?
realization.
No,
Yes,
absolutely for
I know
sure.
for sure.
You're not in flat
I know
Earth
for sure.
society.
I know for sure it's absolutely flat. Yes, I know for sure.
100%
So have you
sure.
been to? You haven't
Knowledge.
been to space.
You don't have to go to space to look at your surroundings, bro.
thought you
All you
would
gotta
know
do is
for
go to the
sure.
beach, Sasha. Sasha, are you just playing devil's advocate right now? Be honest.
Well, not really. No, I'm being
No,
pretty
you're
serious.
you're actually fighting for the globe.
Well, I don't think you can know for a fact that the Earth is flat.
Do you know have you
Okay,
seen
so-
space?
Take pictures.
Okay, so did they tell us that boats go over the horizon when we were kids?
I never learned that, but maybe you did.
Oh yeah, I definitely did. Right, so boats go over the horizon. That means that we should be able to detect curvature, right? But what they didn't tell us is that there are more variables, right? Because ball earthers hate variables. I've definitely identified that they hate identifying variables. Now, what are some of the things that could cause boats to disappear from the bottom up? Right? Curvature could definitely be one of them, right? But it could also be the fact that the horizon moves based on atmospheric conditions, right? So it could move closer and it could move further. So if it moves closer, then it could cut off the bottom of a boat, right? But what we experience is that we're getting these impossible shots, right, with a camera, right, like the Guinness Book of World Records longest photography shot, and it's a literally an impossible shot to take, but yet we're getting it. So what we're finding is that the reason that boats go over the horizon, it's due to atmospheric conditions and optics, not due to curvature. So if the Earth was a sphere, a 3959 mile radius, then we should be able to detect this horizon at 1.225 miles, right? But we're not. We're not detecting it at all. We're detecting it much further away, sometimes 10 miles away, right? And when it's 10 miles away, that completely throws all the geometric horizon bullshit out the window. So if there's
Well, I
not a
never
geometric
argued that
horizon,
it's geometric.
I know. I know that's my argument. That's what I was told when I was a kid, and that's complete bullshit. So now they're saying the only way you can measure it is if you go to space. That's like me saying the only way that you can measure my large foot is if you go to Narnia, right? You'll never go to Narnia, so ha ha ha. Can't prove us wrong, can you? That's a lot of what they did with Newtonian's gravity. We can actually prove that wrong because mass doesn't attract mass in a propane container. Because when you open the lid, all that mass just flows up and away from the mass of the Earth, defying mass attracting mass. So now they said that there's bending and warping space-time. Good luck debunking that, motherfucker. Right? Because you can't. It's a concept. It's like debunking my freedom. You can't debunk my idea of freedom because it's a concept.
Right. Well, I actually think there's a lot of problems with general relativity, so that's probably something I agree with you guys on.
Yeah, but you need general relativity or some form of Newtonian or Einsteinian gravity to create, spaceballs. How do you create spaceballs without gravity? You don't. So where's your globe come from if you don't believe in gravity?
Well, I do believe in gravity.
Okay, which one? Newtonian?
I believe in mass attracting mass with a preference for density. So the denser objects usually will go towards the center of mass.
All right, so what about the propane in the container? How come it goes away from the surface of the Earth where most of the mass is when you open the lid?
Because it's less dense.
It's less dense than what?
I don't know how dense propane is, but I'm assuming it's less dense than the atmosphere around it when you open it.
Okay, so let's say that we had a room full of really lightweight helium, and then we open the the propane, is the same thing going to happen? It's going to spew out again, right?
Correct.
So it has nothing to do with atmosphere. It's mass attracting mass just doesn't work.
Well, because, like I said, it's less dense than the atmosphere, so it will. The things that are more dense will go down, while less dense goes up.
Okay, well, that's specific gravity. That's an entirely different gravity.
Well,
now you're talking about
I don't
specific
know,
gravity.
okay, that's the one I meant. Like, sorry if I didn't say that correctly.
Okay, that's fine. If you want to believe in specific gravity, that makes sense to me, because we can actually observe and repeat that. So, yeah, but the whole evolution thing, it's really devolution. If you look at it, the creatures lose certain abilities, but it has more to do with epigenetics than this devolution. Or, I'm sorry, evolution.
Right, well, I just think God created a universe which, you know, it's a way in which life emerges naturally, and then there's plenty of subjective consciousness for God to experience. I think he divided himself into multiple souls, and then used that.
That's enough. That's silliness.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think it's just as crazy as your guys' belief on God creating all the humans. Like,
Listen, I don't have a belief in God. I think you're misunderstanding a few key points, Sasha. I'm not sure how they could best be pointed out to you, but you've slipped back into like a sci-fi kind of fantasy world where it doesn't correlate with what we see around us. And honestly, like, I like you, Sasha. I would like to see you come around I would like to see you dropping everything, like I put in the text a little bit ago, dropping everything that can't be proven and come along with us. I mean, I've heard you talk flat earth. Like, were you really a glober all that time? I'm just curious.
no, I'm not.
Sasha.
I mean, I don't really know, to be honest. That's why I said I'm on the fence.
You're not.
But you're arguing for like pretty hard for the globe, right? Because you said that you can't know that the Earth is flat. How would you ever know that?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's just what you're saying seems very contradicting.
You also said you believe in gravity.
Well, yeah, I do believe in gravity, so.
That's.
But right, we're not here to talk
spooks.
about beliefs, right? We're here to talk about like facts and things that we can
Yeah,
actually
I think gravity is a
prove.
fact and has been.
I do believe in spooks.
Proper pronunciation is theory of gravity. Theory of gravity. That's how it's listed.
Specific gravity, if I was.
Debunked theories is the correct terminology. Thank you.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, yeah,
sorry.
Cuddles is also one of my favorite flat earthers. I like Cuddles.
Yeah, there's a good community here.
Yeah, so that's why it's still a theory.
I don't pander this long over nonsense. Too much fairy dust, man. No.
Then you can't tell what's reality or not, right?
Well, so has specific gravity, has that not been proven either?
Yeah, the bending of space-time has not been proven anywhere.
I said
we can demonstrate. We can demonstrate specific gravity every day, all day long.
Right, and so that's the one I was advocating for, which I think you guys would advocate for also.
What? I'm not.
Oh, I see.
He wants us to have math attracts mass. He's trying to get to that again.
Yeah, that'll never happen.
Well, you can demonstrate it, so good luck with that.
Where are you demonstrating this at?
Wait a minute. Yeah, where?
Where are you demonstrating? Where are you doing?
Literally,
I always miss the demonstration.
anytime, like Hank Hill said, open the propane tank. What happens when an apple falls off a tree? It goes down. Like, It's not that
Density and buoyancy, man. That's
when
what
it hits the
happens.
water after it falls
Propane
off the
tank
tree.
falls to the ground?
Did you
What?
just reference
Are
Hank
there
Hill?
gas out of that? What are you talking about?
That's
Oh,
his
I
name.
thought you were talking about
right?
the character. Oh, I thought you were talking about the cartoon character. I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. Would you ball
Sasha.
Earther sometimes?
Sasha, what do you think propane, the gas, does?
It
Like
goes
if you're-
up. I said it goes up. I think.
Listen, listen closely. Listen closely. I lived on a sailboat. I've been around sailboats most of my life. If you have a propane leak, where do you think that goes? You think it goes up? That's what you said, right?
Well, I don't know, dude. I was just trusting whatever
okay.
Hank Hill said to me.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm just trying to get to a point. So if the temperature of the gas is lower than the surrounding medium, it goes down to the bottom of the boat until its temperature reaches equilibrium, and then it will start distributing omnidirectionally again. So it's gone down, and now it's going up again. Where's gravity in that process?
I don't know.
Specifically, gravity.
Maybe it. Actually, that's actually a really good point, Sonny. Maybe it has nothing to do with mass, and it has everything to do with energy. Maybe it's energy attracts energy.
Density and buoyancy.
Redford, I wanted to point out there's a Bambunanix in the live stream waiting to speak as well. We've been talking to Sasha for about a half hour.
I'm not waiting to speak.
Well, what was this thing about precious metals? I thought we were going to talk about precious metals or something.
No, so the precious metal takeover is the gold, silver, and gold plus take over the live stream, and we answer all the questions. So you're participating in it right now. Like, did you want to talk about gold and silver? Is that what you're hoping for?
No, I was just wondering
okay.
if that's somehow connected to Flat Earth.
Well, it's just the roles within the server.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yes, it is connected to flat Earth. There are minerals that we can mine from it.
Yeah,
Boom.
not
There you
connected to the server necessarily, but actually everything is connected to flat Earth.
Iron stops being magnetized at 1500 degrees. If that's a precious metal you want to talk about.
Yeah, right. So, like I was saying, maybe it has nothing to do with mass, since, most people say particles are just discrete fields of energy, which also just so happen to contain mass. Maybe it has nothing to do with mass. Maybe it has something to do with energy density or something like that.
You might be onto something there.
Are you talking about electrostatics?
Well, no, it was just how Sonny mentioned how it has something to do with temperature, and things at a higher temperature have a higher energy, so,
See, you do have the ability to think, Sasha. You really do, and that's what I like about you. But I'm seriously, I'm rooting for you, man, to drop all the stuff that can't be proven. Evolution cannot be proven. There's not even one instance of adaptability here.
Well,
There is quite a bit of evidence. The only evidence we have that happens to these different kinds of animal is that they're becoming extinct. All we show in this reality is extinction or deletion of species, indicating that there was one finite point where all these things were created at once.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, not to get all psychobabble bullshit, but he was raised in a place where they repeat things over and over and over again, so he's been heavily indoctrinated and brainwashed. It's up for him to break his own programming. We can't do it for him. But I would say that if he wants to find out the truth, he should, get a good foundation, right? Because without a good foundation, it's very hard to discern the truth, right? And the only way you can have discernment is if you have a really good foundation in truth. But a lot of people, especially in this modern world, have this mass psychosis, right? They believe in all sorts of things that don't really exist, like the value of paper, right? There's no intrinsic value, but because everybody believes that there's, value in this monopoly money, and it literally is monopoly money, in the sense that the banks have, this monopoly. If you create, money, then you go to jail. So they have absolute monopoly over printing this money, right? And it's the same way with, the so-called information. They have a monopoly on this information, and they know the truth, they being the hierarchy enslaving you. They know the truth, but they want you to believe in a lie, right? Because knowledge is power, and if you have a knowledge differential, then you have a power differential. So the elite, they're always out there pushing lies in the mainstream media and twisting things to the left or to the right, when really most of these things are nonpartisan issues. And what the result is that you have humans that are just kind of like, the first time you hand your granny a 3D game, right? And she's like looking at the ground, walking in circles, right? And then she's like looking in the sky and walking in circles. She doesn't really know how to play the game because she hasn't figured out the rules yet. And that's what we're going through right now as a species. We're trying to figure out what are the actual rules of this game that we're all trying to play. Sorry for being so long-winded.
Well, I was trying to do the meme Black Swan thing, but I guess I don't have permissions for that. But I would find that argument compelling if it wasn't next to an oil rig, because,
Okay,
So
well, here's
you're
the thing
saying that
about
the
the oil
vapor
rigs. They're
put
just
off
there.
the oil rig is making the entire picture distorted?
an oil is more dense than the atmosphere around it. So
Yes, he's claiming that we're using compressed air.
I
to
literally-
put oil
let me
into
address
the
this.
air, like in a machine shop, and it's
One at a
creating
time,
oil
one at a time.
cloud.
One at a
Sorry,
Okay, we're all
time.
in
One at a
shock. Let's
one at a
let Hank
time.
address it.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Okay. I just want to address it, then I'll be quiet and I'll let you guys take over. I'm getting really good signal right now, so here it goes. Okay, so if you were to look at the video, right, he zooms out and then actually bumps it to the left, right, and then he focuses back on again, right? The horizon is in the same place, right? So it's not like you look at the oil rigs and then the horizon is back there, but when you look to the left, now the horizon is in front again. No, it doesn't matter where you look. When he zooms out, you can actually see the land behind the oil rigs to the left and to the right. Or, sorry, to the left and to the right of the oil rigs, but further out, like 30 miles out, right? So it has nothing to do with the oil rigs. The oil rigs are only there, I don't know how many times we got to say this, to demark distance and location of the... Hold on, let me finish. Okay, so what are you talking about? The horizon being changed by the density of the air around the oil rigs, because when you pan to the left to the right, the horizon is still in the same place regardless of the oil rigs.
I know the oil rigs
There was a big bulge. If there was a big bulge right there due to a bunch of gas buildup, and you could see a bulge in the... But yeah, I can understand that. But like he said, he panned over, the horizon's flat the entire time. No difference.
Yeah, watch the video.
I don't
bro.
know. From the video, it seems like you can only see the horizon behind the oil rigs. It seems like
This is exactly...
I mean, he only zooms in the oil rigs, so, I mean... I don't know.
You know, this is why we go back to Bedford Level. Bedford Level says there is no curvature. The water should be curved. There is no curvature. Game over.
Keeps talking about the oil rigs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not about the oil rigs.
Yeah, but it's just that's what we did the science for, and the science told us there's no curve, there's zero curve, and everybody was just like, atmosphere refraction, just plowed on, same heliocentric.
I just find it hard to believe that all these world governments that are at odds with each other and hate each other geopolitically would all agree,
Really?
we should just...
Really, you think Russia's our enemy?
No, I don't
think the Cold War is real?
I don't think Russia's our enemy, but I do think...
You think the Cold War is real?
Why do they have
I do think the
a
Cold War
treaty
is
that they
real.
don't break?
I think China's our enemy. I do think
Well,
China.
why do they have a
Why would it
treaty?
be our enemy? I can go
Why do
there
they
right
have
now.
treaties
When's the last time an American soldier has shot at a Chinese or a Russian soldier?
Yeah, China fucking who? I got lots
Obviously,
of
there's
Chinese
not going to be
friends.
any hot wars. That was kind of the whole point of the Cold War. Like, they literally released a virus on the world and then hid it from everyone in the beginning.
I
spread.
disagree on your definition of the cause of the Cold War. I'm sorry, you don't know what you're talking about, Sasha. You haven't looked into it enough.
I know exactly what I'm talking about, dude.
No,
There's two powers
I
that arose
disagree.
after World War II with
No, there
different
isn't.
economic...
Listen. There's only one power. They own all the banks. They always have. They've ruled over humans since time immemorial. They're the same group of people. They've had 1,000-year plans. They hid all of the knowledge that was probably here before, kept it from you, and now have fed you a storyline that you're repeating back to us. Telling us that there's a purpose for the Cold War, and you think that's because of this and that, and it's not true. It's all been created for you to believe.
By the Canaanites.
What is this group that is ruling and
Well,
having the...
I mean, that's a lot of economic sanctions, and like, I don't think they would do that much. Like, they literally set up an Iron Curtain in Europe. Like, I don't think they would go to those extents just for a fake war.
You haven't looked at the Rothschild family or any of the banking elites, the
Trust me,
Rockefellers,
dude,
the Carnegie.
I hate all of those people.
Well, but I'm saying whether you hate it, listen, whether you hate them or not
to
is
what he's saying. Yeah.
listen. Whether you hate them or not is not the issue. The issue is what were they doing and what have they been doing? Who are these people? If you look into who they actually are and what they've been doing, then you start gaining a clearer picture. I'm not saying you're going to know exactly. Like, a lot of these things are not verifiable, but some of them definitely are verifiable, and they even admit it themselves in their statements that they make, what their actual purpose is. They tell you right in front of your face what they're doing, what they've been doing.
Organization or bank we should look into.
Elijah, you're too low. I got you up to 200.
It's
and I can't even hear you.
Zygote.
I can't even hear him.
Zygote, I'd like to answer your question. Did you say, who are these people? Is that what you said?
No, I asked what's the one bank or organization we should look into to find out what's happening.
Oh, sorry.
Who are you going to ask anyway when you get there?
It's all the banks, right? The world banks, right? So before 9/11, there was like 7 or so countries that didn't have a World Bank installed, right? It was Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, Libya,
North Korea,
yeah, all the bad guys, right?
Venezuela.
And now that we've been at war all these years, there's only a few left, right? So it's Venezuela, North Korea, Syria, and Iran. So who are the bad guys?
Right? Syria's bad. I don't think Iran is bad. I do think North Korea is pretty bad. I think Venezuela.
Right, because you've been to North Korea and you've inspected it yourself, and you determined that their way of life is bad.
Dude, I think it's pretty absurd to say that North Korea treats their citizens well.
Well, I've never been there. It's absurd to say anything. It's all propaganda.
Well, there's a reason you've never talked to a North Korean, because they don't have internet access, dude.
Good for them.
How would you know that they have? How would you know that if they have internet service or not?
I'm sure they do.
Okay, they have internet access. It's just no one's ever talked to them ever. I guess that's the case, and I guess everyone in South Korea is just lying to us.
Maybe they're just good listeners.
Maybe, dude. Maybe you're right.
No, I'm just.
I mean, there are literally videos of Americans.
I don't know. Maybe internet is not the best thing, though. You know, maybe you think internet is the best thing, but maybe in a country
you're right,
they don't want pornography and
access
fucking.
to information is terrible. I hate having access to information and communication.
Because you killed your dreams of space.
What have you done with it, bro? You just imagine you're on a ball. That's all you've done with that information.
Well, a lot of you guys join Discord every day. Like, it'd probably be pretty difficult for you to talk to each other if you didn't have access to the internet.
Yeah. I'm saying, but if I move somewhere that doesn't have internet, that's my choice.
Look, arguing that North Korea is a good place is not the argument you want to make if you're trying to convince people.
That's not my argument. I asked, how do you know? You've never been there. All you've experienced is propaganda. See, here's the thing. Here's the thing, man.
Well, just
you don't know who your biological mother is. Hold on, bro. You don't know who your biological mother is. Right?
Yes, I do.
You know?
Yes,
okay,
I do.
So you remember popping out of the vagina, and you confirmed that, yeah, that's my mom.
I can see my resemblance in my mother. It's not that difficult.
Okay, so there's only so many genetic sequences that can produce only so many different people. That's why we have doppelgangers. But listen to what I'm saying. Try to understand. Okay, you know your mother, the woman who clothed and fed and took care of you, nourished you, all that stuff, right? But you don't know that she's your biological mother. You believe that she is, right? Because she told you so, but you have no memory of it.
Well,
therefore, it requires belief.
Yeah, well, there's also a lot of evidence, such as the traits that we share with each other, but I mean, you guys don't.
Yeah, that's evidence. You're right. Evidence to support your belief.
Oh, you gotta make this dude think he's
All
adopted.
right, well, I guess you're right, dude. My mother is not my real
You're
mom.
adopted, bro.
Everything I know is a lie. I guess you guys are
That's
right.
not what I'm saying. That's a straw man. Try to focus. You know the person who raised you because you have experience of it. Your senses have told you for the past 20-something years that this woman is my mother. But you don't know that she's your biological mother because your memory doesn't go back that far. So it requires belief. Now, do you understand?
Well, I could know if I got a DNA test.
Yeah,
now we
that's
bring
right.
science into it. Excellent.
Yeah, now you brought science. Yes,
Bedford
you
level.
could.
Bedford level tells you you're not on a ball. That's as easy it is, buddy. Next.
I kind of don't really understand the point you were trying to make there, though.
Okay, homie. How many toes do I got?
Probably 10.
Probably. You willing to bet the farm?
I don't know how many toes you have. Most humans have 10 toes. How many do you have?
Exactly. So it requires belief, right? But for me, it's knowledge. For you, it's belief. Do you understand that concept?
Yep, I do.
Okay, thank you.
Now, when you go over there and you count his toes, then you will have knowledge.
Yeah, but you have to use 2 or more of your
This is the
senses, right?
silliest argument I think I've ever
No,
heard.
it's not an. Okay, bro.
You're missing
It's
the
just
point
trying-
then.
It's just trying to get you to conceptualize the difference between knowledge that requires no faith or belief
Right. Okay.
and belief that requires faith.
Hank,
Alright.
can I come over and count your toes, by the way?
You absolutely can. I'll get a pedicure before you come over. That way it's nice and shiny.
Science for science, quote unquote.
So, Hank, you used to be on the fence. What caused you to become a flat earther?
I gained more understanding and knowledge because I was hung up on the southern star trails, and then I realized that that's a fallacy. It's not an actual argument, right?
Just
So,
optical illusion, right?
well, no, it could be. It could be. That's actually my theory now. But here's the thing. So you walk into your house, your light's not on. Oh, well, the cat must have chewed the wire in half, right? Or maybe you didn't pay your bill, right? There's many reasons. So Hank Hill, I deliver pizza, right? So yesterday I ate a whole pizza, right? And I was full. Today I'm full, therefore I must have eaten a whole pizza. No, maybe I could have went to a Chinese buffet, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if I ate something different and that's caused me to be full?
Hank, can I
Right.
ask you a question? Hank. So,
I mean, I've taken logic classes and
Can I ask Hank a question? So, do you have a birthday?
I believe I do.
Yeah. So, were you created?
I must,
on
right?
Yeah, but were you created on that day?
I was created approximately 9 months prior to that day.
Exactly. So, what does that birthday mean to you? What is it for you?
Nothing. I don't celebrate it. I don't ever celebrate my own
Exactly.
birthday.
So, but what is it?
it's
What
just
is
a
it then?
tradition, dude.
No.
The
what,
day
what
for your
create-
mother to remember
Sorry.
things.
Excuse
Well,
me.
right.
a Glober would
creation?
say it represents.
No. So, is it creation day of something else?
No, it's a transition day. A day when you've transitioned from in to out.
No. Is
It's
it
the first
creation
day
No
of
more
God.
support from your mother. You're independent.
Air.
A Glober
Exactly.
would say your birthday
Is it-
represents
First time you
a
took a breath of
revolution
air.
around the sun.
Your
Is it-
delivery.
Hold on,
day.
guys. Let him get it out.
Hold
Let
on,
him get it
Zygo.
out.
Hold on, Zygo. Just some technical issue. Zygo, you are so low. That's why people are talking over you. I have you up to 200%. I can barely hear you, even at 200%. So you're going to have to turn your settings up. Yeah, just turn your volume up in the, just go to your settings. I just thought I'd clear that up. I wasn't trying to divert from the conversation.
No, that's good advice. I know. I don't think he caught that. That he.
But
can
I
do
think it's
that.
more like I think it's more like a cocoon. You're coming out of your mother's water. That if that's a starting point of where these so-called years come from, or whatever we count, to say we're this age or whatever it is, which is just a convention, right? Well, that's just an anniversary date, if you will, of when we came out of the water. That's not when we were created. How would we know when we were created? Did that come from when my dad was going, boy, she's hot? You know?
I was created on New Year's Eve, obviously.
Maybe it started then. How would we know? we don't. You want to think of it as the conception, the moment of conception. Well, that's something. Two
Sounds
things
like
came
somebody's
together.
rolling down a hill.
Two people came together. They shared themselves, and then there's a third, part that comes about.
As soon as that chemical contract is finalized and there's a life form.
Well, since you guys, I actually have a question. Since you guys reject evolution and all that, and you think God created it, why do humans even have to procreate? Why wouldn't God just create them?
Maybe because God wanted it this way.
Why would you just start off with a bunch
reason?
of people that live forever?
Yeah, that'd be
And
like
never
thinking we
age.
just evolved out of a puddle magically. That's why. Things don't just evolve out of magic puddles.
Okay, so you do believe in evolution.
I said they don't.
Dude, nobody here believes in spontaneous generation, right? So whatever happened after there was a creation, it was built into the code already, because it's not like, video games where you start out as a little tadpole and you eat a whole bunch of other little tadpoles and you gain genetic material. The only way that information can be added is through an intelligent designer. You cannot have information without the intelligent designer unless you believe that you could walk down a beach and see SOS drawn in the sand and stop and go, my God, how long has it taken for the SOS to be created by nature? How many, billions of years did it create for the waves and the sand to perfectly draw this code that I could decipher, right, as save our souls, right? So somebody needs to save Mother. No, you'd be like, call the Coast Guard. Somebody needs help. There's an SOS in the sand over here. We need to investigate. Of course it came from a man or a woman or a child.
So doesn't the second law of thermodynamics say the entropy of a system is always increasing? So that would also mean that the information of a system is always increasing. So
information is not. No, it's not the same thing.
Yeah, it's not.
You're confused, dude.
Okay, well, the system becomes more complex over time. Therefore, the information of the system is increasing.
No,
Dude, you get a brand new car. You get a brand new car when you're 18. By the time you're 98, is the car more complex or a little less complex?
It's more complex.
No, bro, it's falling apart. You don't get you don't get new systems added into your car before it's sitting in the field for 50 years.
Any more than your body does.
It doesn't work as good as it would, but the car itself is more complex. There could be more problems with it.
How is it more complex?
Problems.
How is it more
But that's not complexity.
No, the only thing that's going to
It
be more
is.
complex is the animals and the humans.
So
That's what's going to be more complex with our breeding.
So if you add on problems so the car is just normal, and then you add problems on top of that, that would increase the complexity, correct?
Right.
I don't think you understand what complexity means. So let's say you got a rock, not very complex. Well, let's say that people in China mine rocks and turn them into cell phones. Now it's complex, right? It's a very complex, functional system. So the difference between a rock, right, which is natural, and the synthetic cell phone, which is man-made, is the level of complexity that has been added to it because of technology. But they're still just rocks.
Okay.
And those of us believers actually use the word specified complexity to be a little bit more specific. So it's not just complexity, it's specified complexity.
Thank you. That's what I meant.
Holy, that sounds like a gangster rap.
Functional sequence, specified complexity.
Put that on a beat, dude. Tell ODD about it. Wow. I don't know. I feel like this guy just doesn't care enough to believe any which way. Is anybody else?
Yeah, but his subconscious is taking it in. He's got a lifelong.
Yeah, planting seeds all day. Planting seeds all day for sure. He's got good questions. It's just, I don't know. Just
for an hour.
can we pinpoint the exact thing that makes him believe that he's on this ball?
Dave, you were
Earth?
breaking up. We didn't hear you.
Sorry, how about now?
Oh, that's better. What were you saying?
I was just saying it's been an hour with a hour mark of precious metals, and I've talked to him for an hour, and I don't think he knows anything about anything.
No, it's just all his beliefs.
Objective reality, Sasha? Do you think there is an objective reality that we can prove to each other and demonstrate?
Your mic's kind of cutting out.
He said, "Is there an objective reality that we can prove to each other and demonstrate?"
Yeah, I believe there is.
Right. So you're a boy, right?
Yep.
Male child, right? So there is an objective reality, right? And is there anything that you could ever do to change your chromosomes?
Not with the current technology.
No. So there is objective reality. So, live in creation right now? Is what you see around you, does it look like a creation?
Like I said, I do believe in God, so yes.
Right, so there's symbiotic creatures like the termite and the bacteria that lives in the gut of the termite, and they obviously were created at the same time. Because one couldn't exist without the other, right?
I would say around the same time, maybe not exactly the same time.
How long does bacteria live in open air without a host? How long does termite live without the ability to digest the wood?
Probably not very long.
Correct.
Yeah, no, I believe in objective reality, but earlier today I was arguing with someone about math, and someone said that math is invented, not discovered, which I absolutely disagree with.
Well, whether it was discovered or invented, it's still a man-made convention.
Was it
It's
discovered
like a language?
using mining equipment?
Hello. Oh, sorry, is that sorry.
No, it was discovered using forgetting the word, but
Crypto, you were breaking up, my man.
No, I just realised it's silvers, isn't it? So I'll leave it. Sorry, I just remembered.
Right, so we've established that there's a creator. You think you might want to find out who he is and what he wants? You know, I'm using he loosely, so that you can kind of understand how you're supposed to live your life. Because I hear that there's this book, Basic Instructions Before Leaving Earth, and it talks about natural law, and if you harm someone, you should.
Yeah, no, I don't believe in the Bible, so.
Oh, yeah. What about natural law? You think it's okay to just go to your house and steal your mom and sell her into sex slavery? You think that's
no? I don't.
Okay, well, the Bible says we probably shouldn't do that. So
okay, well, just because
maybe
the Bible
you do believe in the Bible.
Okay, so just because the Bible says one thing that's true doesn't mean the whole book is true.
I agree, but you don't believe you should have children with your sister, right?
Nope.
Nor should anyone else. Okay, that's what the Bible says. You agree again. I bet there's a lot of things in there that you're
There's actually a lot of things with the Bible that I agree with.
Would you do these things even if you didn't have the Bible?
Yes, I would. Correct.
Wow.
That's what natural law is. It's written in your heart. You don't need to ask anyone hey, do you think I should kill that person? No, you already know you shouldn't.
Yeah, when you answer back, when you ask that, and then you answer back, no, that's crazy. No, that's inside of you that's saying natural things no, I shouldn't kill people. I shouldn't steal anything. I feel bad when I steal something.
Yeah,
I shouldn't kill anything. I shouldn't kill anything.
So how did that? Wait, so that's a very good point. All of you brought up. So how did that get there? Where did that come from? That we have
almost like it was a program.
Turtles go to the ocean.
It's rock.
That's something we seem to know. We didn't read it.
It's almost like
like a basic internal program that we're born with.
Like we evolved that way.
No, not evolve, bro. You're using that word again. That's attached to all kind of fallacies. You're gonna have to study up on logical fallacies, Sasha.
I've been in the server long enough to know most of the logical fallacies.
I think you need to study it. Just because you think you know, because you've
Just
heard
because
people...
I disagree with you doesn't mean it's a logical fallacy.
No, it isn't. That's why I'm telling you, you ought to go study it and see what they actually are so you know yourself, instead of just going by what you heard and the lessons here.
So-
Like,
What makes you think that you're on a ball Earth? Like, what is the one thing that you're like, that right there is why I think this? Just be very specific, please.
Well, I know you guys are really going to get mad at me for this answer, but...
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
No,
Nobody
just
gets
be
mad.
honest.
Nobody gets mad.
Yeah,
I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's the NASA photos.
They're not
And
photos.
why?
Post the one.
Wait a minute.
Post
He means
the one.
cartoons.
Yes,
Yes,
they're not
yeah.
photographs.
Post the one. You must be in favor of one particular one. Can you post it somewhere?
Well,
So we
I'm
can see
actually
which one you're
following
talking about?
the NASA account on Instagram. Like,
Okay, well, screenshot it then.
I mean, I can just find one if you want me to. It's
Yeah,
not like one
anything you
specific
want.
Just
one.
show us.
Anything that's your
just-
favorite.
yeah, just what makes you think this thing?
Makes you be,
Like,
all warm and fuzzy
wholeheartedly.
when you look at it like, yeah, I'm going to Mars next year or 2 years.
Well, I can give you guys another reason if you don't want me to post a globe photo in
No,
the
we
chat.
like that.
I wanted you to post something.
we want you
I
to
want
post it.
the thing, not something, the thing that you
Okay,
makes you
let me-
believe that you're
Just give me 1 second. I'll try to find one.
on blue marble or something. You know?
So you're not even
Let us
sure
know.
which one.
I have-
Wait. I want to point something out. You stated that it was pictures, and you don't even know which one. That's
Well, it's because I've
Kind
seen
of.
multiple of them. It's not like there's one
Yeah,
specific
many images create a blurry.
one. Okay, do I have your guys' permission to post a globe photo in the chat?
sure.
There you
Yeah,
go.
why not?
Radwin
Yeah,
just stated.
you have the
I posted
tag,
a
you can
photograph
post
of
it.
Earth from space.
Yep. Post Bigfoot.
Here we go.
You believe in
Hey,
Bigfoot too, right?
Why is his spinning opposite of mine?
Wait a
I
minute.
posted one, but it's going the wrong direction. Sorry, guys.
Radwin. That's an
Oh,
actual
taking the
video,
camera
isn't it?
was upside down.
Look at that hotspot.
That's something y'all should do. Everybody should post their favorite globe pic in the chat right now. Everybody do it.
Is that your photograph?
There are no
Everybody put a
pictures.
globe- Everybody put a globe in the chat. No.
Oh, that's a nice one.
You see Sasha's? That's beautiful, eh, guys? Pretty. That's real, too, guys.
That was taken with this. Let me show you the camera, the satellite they took it with. Hold on. There
Where
it
are you
is.
guys posting that at?
I posted the satellite the image was taken with at 2:07. That one's spinning fast. That's spinning real fast. And the
Emerald monkey. That's priceless. Look at that egg. That's a freaking egg, guys. And Matthew just got another one. It looks different than the other ones, Matthew.
Matthews looks perfectly round. Like if you
That's
were to,
funny.
you could print
Perfectly.
that thing
And
flat, and it would be a perfect circle.
Hey, I'm driving, but anybody put Neil deGrasse's payload in there yet?
I mean, the Earth is so big. Even if there are imperfections in the sphere, it would look perfect.
dude, stop saying it's so big. See, the thing is, you're saying it's so big. They told us what size it was. You see the problem there? It's so big, but they told us the size. What?
I like to ask him because it's so big. I want that number he's referring to called so big.
Well, see, let's take them for face value what they say, right? We've heard people say that it's big, but most of my life I've heard that it's a small world after all. I've heard that way more. So if we're going by what they say, right, and that's our foundation for truth of what people say, then it's actually a small world.
Well, the sky's the limit.
If it's so big, that violates Karl Popper's principle of unfalsifiability.
Why are we seeing curve in your picture if it's so big, Sasha? We shouldn't see the curve, should we?
No, it's because they're pretty far away. So
how far are they away?
Far enough that they're in outer space.
No, I need the number.
Yeah.
There's a radius to Earth, and that thing is a certain distance away, and I
don't
want to know what
how
that
far
number
they
is.
are. Something I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
Nobody knows.
So Sasha,
So,
do you-
60-something million dollars a day, but they won't tell you how far away they are when they took that picture.
Yeah.
How did we get? How did we derive radius, though? How did we derive radius before we start believing pictures from unverifiable pictures? Like, here's the thing. Let's say Bigfoot. If somebody found a Bigfoot corpse, and there was like a biological autopsy of a Bigfoot, I would believe Bigfoot pictures. Right. So if somebody measured curve, I would have a reason to believe globe Earth pictures.
Right.
See how this works?
Yep, I do.
Okay.
Hi, Mimus. It's
Hey,
Precious
how are
Little Takeover. I'm good. How are you?
Good. Excellent.
Good.
I've always
Yeah.
wanted to say this. Somebody mute meme. It's Precious Metals.
Yeah, so we're
Oh,
doing
is it?
Precious.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it's
My
Precious
bad.
Little
No.
Takeover right now. But it's nice to hear from you.
Can
But
somebody go ahead and mute Nemus for us?
Get out of here, you admin scum.
It's
I'm glad Mimus.
Doesn't he do
I'm
it
glad
once every
Mimus.
show?
I'm sorry.
Nah, y'all carry on. Y'all carry on.
I was
forgot.
glad
I was
Mimus stepped
outside.
in.
I was
actually.
outside working and like hopped on.
It is just
So-
pouring,
Yes, it's
pouring rain for
okay.
2 days here. And now it's not pouring, but it's just this weird mist all over the place for the past hour. Must be some storm nearby.
Mhm.
Oh, crypto, I see is typing.
So I could go into the other reason why I believe.
Oh,
Oh,
sure.
perfect. There's
Besides
more.
the,
All the
Go
reason.
for it. Go
Cool.
for it.
So I'm a big math guy, and
Oh, math. I like math.
Big math
Yeah.
guy.
Wait, let me grab my big calculator.
Let me get your calculator. Get your big notepad.
well, yeah, okay. So I really like Plato and Aristotle and all those guys. So I mean, they have something called the realm of forms,
I'm a silly putty guy.
which is basically the theory that there's another realm, or like mathematics and pure logic almost like are divine and like exist within a different universe. And so the perfect solid would be a sphere, which I think
Doesn't exist in nature.
What is? How did you validate?
Yeah,
I'm
but-
sorry.
But here's the thing. Here's the major problem with that. There's no perfect sphere. So how could it be the most perfect thing?
right.
no
Well, I don't
perfect
think
circle.
there's anything perfect in this universe.
Really? I think
Wow.
the female's reproductive system is pretty perfect.
Yeah, it pretty much
Well,
is.
it's very functional, but I wouldn't say it's perfect.
No, it's more than functional. It's designed to be soft yet tender, but can really take a pounding, and then it stretches out that a human head could fit through. How does it do both of those at the same time? That's perfect. Sorry for getting all
Well, I would
academical.
say something's perfect if it's in complete unity, complete harmony, complete beautiful, like everything, like it's perfect.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Nope.
Yeah, you're almost claiming to know the mind of God or something. That's what it is.
Well, one thing from the Bible that I do believe is that we were made in God's image. So that's something I do believe.
But there you go. So there's not a guy floating around doing magic tricks. This place was created by a creator. Like, we don't know. He could have been sitting in his damn garage doing it for all we know. And that's a serious thing.
That's not what I meant. What I mean by that is the fact that humans have rational faculties, meaning we're able to use logic and reasoning to search for higher ideals, such as perfection, harmony, unity, etc.
Is this Matthew's kid? Is this Matthew's like oldest son or something?
Very philosophical.
You guys didn't jump on him when he says a big math guy. And
I got
just
my
break down
calculator
how
out.
easy it is
Well,
to
I have a
destroy
TI
curvature,
84
which
plus
curvature leads to.
Well, do you guys disagree with anything I've said so far? Like,
You just haven't said anything, really. You said you're a math guy. And you showed us some cartoons from NASA. I mean,
well, I said it's a perfect sphere, and then you guys just said, "Oh, well."
Yeah, it's all philosophy.
Later for you guys.
Yeah,
it's all.
You got a bunch of theoretical concepts.
Yeah, I think metaphysics and philosophy is sometimes even more valuable than science.
And now you said you're a big math guy, and then you said Plato.
Okay, well, yeah, my bad. I know you guys hate math. Probably why you guys are fighting.
No, I love math. I'm saying if I didn't jump on you about that, it's like easy to disprove curvature, which shits on your entire theoretical concept. What curvature is destroys you guys. So
when I get paid, I count my change, right? Why would I hate math? And the thing about it is that the
you guys
Earth
are
is
making fun of me
measurable.
for saying I like math. So
There's my math calculator.
No,
like
I'm
math.
just saying what tells you mathematically that you're on a ball.
I don't know.
Exactly.
You guys reject most
You've
of
just
the
been
stuff.
yeah. Well, you don't know. You've just been seeing it on Hollywood. So let's have it out. What do you got? Solid.
There's the Aristophanes thing, but you.
Okay, we could talk about that. Let's talk about that.
Okay, so I got some shadows.
What does that prove for you?
Should we measure them? Measure the angle of the shadows? But if we do measure the angle of these shadows in different places on the Earth, how can we know for sure that the cause of that is because the Earth is a sphere and not because the sun is a lot closer than we've been told? So what I'm trying to say is correlation doesn't mean causation, right? So how do we get the cause of the angle of the shadow?
The cause would be the sunlight. The angle. Of the
Right. So if the sun is a lot closer, which we can't, put a tape measure up to it, right? Then it's gonna skew the angle, right?
Yep.
Okay. So how do we determine the cause? Right, because with science, there's a method where we manipulate the independent variable, and when we do this, it's the cause, and then we see the effect happen, right? And we know that it's the cause. But in math and measuring angles, you can't really prove anything, right?
Sure.
Yeah, and Carl Sagan and Neil deGrasse Tyson both said if we use more than two phalluses, we can debunk flat Earth. If, and we can. These are terms saying that we haven't done it yet. And we still haven't. You can't find anywhere that's used three different whales or three different sticks to measure this and incorporate the atmospheric refraction. Because if you did, it would just absolutely prove flat Earth with a local sun. That's why you can't find these things. That's why it's Eratosthenes will love to talk about it, because you get dead ass accurate numbers, and he did not absolutely incorporate any type of atmospheric refraction, which we now know is happening over the Mediterranean Sea. Yes or no, right? I mean, is the Mediterranean humid?
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty humid. So there's going to be atmospheric refraction, which he did not account for. He handed those dead ass accurate numbers to people, and they determined the theoretical concept of gravity and those numbers based off of the circumference of 25,000 miles, give or take. Yeah. So sending people to the moon with these dead ass accurate numbers that we now know is 100% inaccurate because they didn't account for atmospheric refraction. Right.
Okay,
so Eratosthenes
I think it's kind of ironic that you guys are talking about atmospheric refraction.
I know it is, because you want to bring it up during Bedford level. That's where I bring it up, because you want to say Bedford level makes you see around a corner to the tune of 11 feet to still see the entire boat.
So I'm just curious how refraction would work on shadow.
That's 6 miles in Bedford, cold ass Bedford level with zero humidity. So very humid air, no atmosphere.
Well, I just want to say, most of the criticisms that you guys have for me saying, oh, it's not measurement, it's calculation. I could
Okay,
just say
well, we're willing to say atmospheric refraction is a problem. Now let's incorporate it in Eratosthenes. Let's redo it with 3 sticks and atmospheric refraction. Flat Earth, guess what? That's why they
Let's go over that. Let's go over that. Okay. Yeah, it's all right. Do you mind if I go over that, like the difference between measuring something and calculating?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I tried to go over that earlier. Let's say you have 2 females. They're a little overweight, right? And they're in front of you, and you're supposed to guess their weight, right?
Uh-oh.
And they bet you $1,000, and you shake their hand and put it in writing. It's $1,000. Well, you might ask a question, right? Were you athletic?
You're kind of roboting.
Roboting, buddy, roboting. Try again.
Roboting out.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
The robots don't. The bots don't like fat girl shaming, I guess.
I know, Jennyland, I want to hear the end of his analogy too. Hopefully he can come back and get that. Okay.
Does anyone have anything else while we wait for Hank?
So, what do you think about Eratosthenes not accounting for that atmospheric refraction, though? An issue for you?
So
they didn't have oil rigs back then, so they didn't.
No oil rigs, buddy. Just a bunch
if
of.
I'm understanding the experiment
humidity
correctly, he used sticks, and then he used the angle of the stick's shadow. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So I would argue that there'd be a lot less refraction on a stick shadow than there would be on the horizon, which is like 9 miles away.
That's true. The stick in Egypt would be not subject to atmospheric refraction because the sun rays would be coming directly down. That's why you didn't have the shadow on the Egypt side, but on Syene side, it would go through a ton of atmosphere before it hits the stick, correct? The light ray would go through a ton of atmosphere before it hits that stick, correct?
The light ray
at an angle, right? Because it's on the angle, correct?
Yeah, but that refraction would be insignificant to the experiment.
Well, Snell's law says that we have to account for it. Snell's law says
that doesn't even matter. The only refraction that would matter is the angle of the shadow. Anything else?
Either way, it does change that shadow length. Okay, so if you were magically able to erase all the humid atmosphere out of the Mediterranean, like just a big eraser, and you have nothing, the light would shoot directly, it wouldn't change angle. But if you put that atmosphere back, it does change angle. And that little inch that changes on the ground is equal to millions of miles the other direction. It's 93 million or 3,000, who knows? That little bit of cantilever on the other end is so drastic that it's moving by millions of miles when it moves by inches over here. And you didn't account. They just said error.
Well, I think a better argument would be to say something along the lines of, "Oh, they didn't have protractors back then, so their measurements were inaccurate."
Okay, so you accept that the Eratosthenes is inaccurate.
I mean, sure, it's somewhat inaccurate, but I still think his experiment was overall.
You can't be somewhat inaccurate.
Yeah,
but overall, still okay.
You guys have taken science, right? Like, there's always going to be uncertainty in an experiment.
We're going on. It's 2:30, and Sasha's still here. Wonderful.
Yeah, but you don't listen.
Dude, took over.
Nobody ever says this is 2/3 accurate. There's either accurate or not accurate.
Yeah, well, remember the numbers you got off Eratosthenes, you were able to use for the theory of gravity and developing that equation. Understand?
No,
it's very important.
Gravity,
Those two
you can
things.
literally just observe yourself. You don't need Aristotle.
Yes, but you need the circumference of the Earth and the mass, to make this equation of the theoretical concept of gravity, which now is you told me is inaccurate because it
doesn't seem like the radius is necessary.
Well, because if it's a bigger radius and the same mass, it's going to have a different gravitational.
You got to this whole point because you showed a photograph from a satellite, and I asked how high it was. See that? You still can't answer the question.
How high is that photo?
Sorry, dude. I don't work for the ISS.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, but if you're using that as your proof, right? That was the one thing that we asked you. What was the one proof that made you believe that it was a ball? No. No, it was.
That proof. You said, "What is your inclination that makes you believe it's a ball?"
Well, it would have to be proof and a fact of why you believe that, though. Right?
I said, why? What is the one specific thing that you believe makes you believe that you're on a ball?
Like
what is that
keeps you on the fence. What keeps you on the fence? You said NASA. We said, show us your best NASA photo that makes you believe it's a globe. You showed us that bullshit, and now you're saying, I don't care what the radius is, but I live on a ball. You're just a moron.
When did I say I don't care what the radius is?
You said, why would it matter? And I just explained that if you had a larger radius
for
with
gravity,
the same mass,
the radius
would
has
change.
nothing to do with gravity.
Yes, it does.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
It does too.
Okay, let's pause this here for a second. Let's say hello to Complete Self and see if he has any, or this person has any questions. Welcome to the server, Complete Self. Are you there?
Yeah, I got a question. So if the Earth is flat, where does the edge end? Where's the end of the?
Who said that there was an edge? Who's claiming an edge?
So if it's flat, there must be a end point, right?
Where did you get this? Where did you get this idea of edge, Complete Self? Where did you get that idea?
No, not an edge. It's just the way the pictures.
The picture.
Yeah. What if nobody's been? What if nobody's been to the edge? Then what say you about that?
My opinion is, can it be flat and round at the same time?
Is that an opinion? No. Objectively, they cannot be the same thing. If it's flat, it cannot be a ball.
If it's a ball, you have curvature, you have space.
Because wouldn't it depend on the dimensions that we view it by?
Of course.
Here, let's slow down a little bit. Complete Self. So, do you believe that you live on a spinning ball?
I don't believe in a spinning ball. I believe we live in a flat Earth.
Okay.
Okay, so what makes you believe that we live on a flat Earth? What's your best proof or evidence for that?
It's just a belief. A belief means there's slight uncertainty rather than knowing. If I believe it, means that I don't know it.
Yeah, but if you know something, you no longer have to believe it.
Correct. Do you guys know something?
Yes, I know for a fact, absolutely 100%, without any shadow of doubt, that the Earth is a flat, level, topographical plane. Yes, I know that.
You mean 99%, right?
No.
No, 100%. 100. No doubt at all.
Yeah. I 100% know that there is no curvature. This is measurable and unmeasurable at the same time.
That's why I mean, can it be flat and round at the same time?
Where have you measured it being round or witnessed it being round?
He's meaning round like a pizza or a penny or a quarter.
Is that what you mean?
Not necessarily. I'm trying to figure out the words to explain it.
Yeah. So you mean flat on the top and the bottom of it is a ball?
Yeah. Is that what you mean?
Mm-hmm. More like flat when you look at it from within, but outside of it, you will see it round. Like I said, depending on
you think it's half a globe? You think it's half a globe? Is that what you're saying?
Mm-mm.
Y'all go ahead.
I'm saying it could be flat.
Is your belief system based in space?
Listen, hold on. We got to separate this out because you're saying round. So a flat, something that's flat can also be round, like a penny, a quarter, pizza. Okay, okay. Got it. I just wanted to clarify that. Thank you.
Got it.
Yeah, we don't know the size of that. So why would I say or make a claim? I wouldn't make a claim to a shape idea. If it has never been measured.
Where it ends, then you wouldn't know if it's flat or round either, because it could be flat to a certain extent too.
Yeah, but that's not really in contention. The contention is that we're told that it's a sphere. That's what we're about. We're about it's not a sphere. I know that for a fact. So, have you ever heard of an actual measurement of Earth's curvature?
No.
Besides the one that you just heard and now you don't know?
Okay, so good. So how about detection of axial rotation? Have you ever heard, seen, or know of a documentation of the detection of axial rotation?
It would have to be looking at the astrals, maybe like the stars and
no,
the way
that's
they
secondary.
rotate,
That's secondary. I'm not talking about a different reference frame. I'm talking about on the surface of Earth, where we live. Where is that motion of this physical thing, Earth, been shown to be spinning?
Yeah, not on the actual surface.
Yeah, so you don't know of any detection. Okay, how about, have you ever seen a demonstration of gas pressure without a container?
I already checked that out. No, it has to be within a container.
Okay.
Yeah, it has
So
to be within a container or friction, which kind of is similar.
See, so you just went through the 3 points with us and you were honest about it. So congratulations there,
Yeah.
You're a flat earther now.
Yep. Sounds good to me. I'll keep listening.
Okay. That was easy.
Yep, so these are the 3 positive claims. I'm sorry, Rad, I didn't mean to.
You just use logic, that's all.
Yeah, so these are the 3 positive claims that the globe Earth makes. Flat Earth, we don't make a claim. I'll just keep it personal. I don't make any claims about it. If I can't verify it myself, then I don't make the claim. I'm fully comfortable with saying I don't know how shit works. I don't know how it got here. I don't know how all this stuff functions together. It's totally incredible. But just leave that stuff aside, because as humans, we're always going to have this questioning of what do things mean? What's the meaning of things? How does it work? But then again, there are things that we can know for sure. If you go out to a beach and you look down the beach 5 miles, I say this all the time, people are probably sick of it, 16 feet. It should be 16 feet of drop at 5 miles. So go to the beach, zoom into a shoreline 5 miles away. Ta-da! If you can see the shoreline, not a ball.
Bro,
not at the claimed dimensions.
We have the technology at this point. That's why it's like they wrote it into the scriptures that this is the end times. This is when people wake up and start realizing, hey.
I'd like to add this. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, there's actually a place in Mexico where you could see the islands, like where Cuba and all that. There's places you could actually view it, and they asked what happens with the curvature, if you could still view it.
Where is that, dude? I'm in Mexico. I'd like to see that.
Is that the Cedros? Is it called Los Cedros?
Yeah. Have you guys heard of that?
Oh, yeah. Isn't that a big surf place? They get like 50-foot waves or something?
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
I was just going to add...
Can somebody please mute Pablo Eats Tacos? Thank you.
I was just going to add, I'm thankful and happy to know the truth that I do know. And if there's more to this truth that I can never find out or know, I'm comfortable with that. That's what it is, If I'm never to know if it's shaped like a rectangle, but we only know this part of it, then I'm fine with that. However it's shaped, round like a pizza or a penny or not. What I know, I'm comfortable with.
Yeah, let's just go discover it for real. Let's not just do theoretical BS all the time. They limited us.
There's always a possibility of being in the Matrix too.
Ew.
See, stuff like that's okay. It just has to be. That has to be just put into the speculation basket, right? So we have areas where some things are just going to be speculation. They need to stay separate from the objective.
Right.
I guess that's what I was saying. If there's some shit I can't know, oh well. At least I know what I've discovered.
Shit, I think I could say pretty definitively that the television is the Matrix. People jacking in constantly. Any screen that you're looking at, that's how you interface. Takes you away.
We also have Gliz, I believe. If that individual wants to speak with
What
us,
up,
you can
Glizzy?
unmute. Any
That's Glizzy.
questions for us?
You don't see them gang signs? That's Glizzy.
Oh my, they're playing Ark, the dinosaur game.
Oh, isn't that the one that you played all the time there for a bit? Oh, how fun.
Guys, would you like to talk to us? I mean, that game is a bit contradictory, right? Because there's literally dinosaurs roaming around the place, but whenever you go to the beach, you can see really, really, really far, and it seems to be flat. I don't know. Looking over at the water from left to right, there's no curvature whatsoever.
That was pretty easy for me to figure out. When you looked from left to right, you can see like
We also have Matthew Gurns, or Matthew Learns. He is a globe earther. I think we spoke to you last week as well.
Yeah, I've been here before. I don't want to interrupt on the precious metals night or day.
Well, we are here to answer your questions, so I don't think you're interrupting.
you're the VIP, buddy.
Yeah, from what I hear.
Oh, thank you. It seems like a lot of the discussion on the server is about the globe and what's wrong with the globe, but I'd be interested to hear more about how things work on a flat Earth.
Matthew, you haven't seen the FE core, you haven't seen the beyond range, the long distance infrared photography, long distance photography. You haven't looked at any of those? Come on.
He's seen it all.
Please.
Please, Matthew.
But what do you want to know about?
Specifically, I'd be curious to hear how you explain where the sun is at midnight.
Is this Learns or Weathers?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Okay, so
that's all I need.
The opposite side of wherever you're at.
Is it
yeah, we know this because we've had
people here with a flat Earth map showing that.
Listen, it's as simple as this. We know where it is because we've had reports from the area where it is. They tell us the sun's there and now it's daytime. Okay?
You don't think we have friends over across seas? I mean, come on, guy.
Wait a minute.
This 24-hour live has a flat Earth map that shows you exactly what's going on with that.
No, you guys aren't my friends no more. Sorry.
Perfect.
I'm just ending it right now.
Divorce.
You're gone.
Another single
You're out of my
home.
life.
I would like to know. Listen, I would like to know this. Like all these boats going over the edge, right? Which we know is BS. Because if you can zoom into something, it can only be on a flat surface. You can't zoom in once something is dropped beyond the edge of a curve, right?
Zoink.
So with all these Boat's going over the edge. Why has not one single glober gotten a picture of the curvature from left to right?
Zoink.
Not one.
It's almost as if the boat goes further away from you, and then the more evaporated water gets in between your eye and that boat.
Wow.
And the boat is smaller and smaller eventually, and also the evaporating water is right next to the water, so the bottom half of the boat kind of looks like it's vanishing first. That's not what's happening, but it's going over the curve.
Yeah, but all that magic. So what's happening is it's turning earth into a paper towel like roll.
Yeah, I believe that.
How is that? It's going over the edge forward in the forward direction, but not left to right. So it's a completely perfectly flat, straight edge horizon over water.
Yeah.
You don't understand the simplest math. That's your problem, stupid flat earther. Oh, why would they lie?
Yep. So simple geometry debunks the globe entirely. You just gotta look out once, you know. Well, not saying you just have to look out once, but whenever you do look out over water, that's all we see. Why did they call it horizon if they were mistaken, Matthew?
Horizon.
Or horizon.
Yeah.
Not horizon.
His horizon, not her horizon. Wait a minute. That's why we go back to Bedford level. That's why we go back every time. Because Bedford level easily debunks 8 inches squared per mile.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, but it's important that you look at the picture I just posted.
Uh-oh, where's it at, buddy?
That's the one right there.
Please tell me which one.
41 after the hour.
Look how close. Oops. All right.
41 after the hour. It's 2 pictures in one.
There you go.
Yeah. And I'm especially not Mimus's friend giving good advice on good books and stuff. How dare he?
So, Matthew, please enlighten us on that picture right there. What is your thoughts? Be honest.
My honest thought is that refraction could account for that.
So we're seeing around a curve.
Yes.
Crazy motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Nice to hear you, Justin, but we're doing Precious Metal Takeover now for the next 18 minutes. All good. Thank you. Okay, so then if we want to get back to that picture and talk to Matthew about it, we can do that.
I don't have much more to say than just refraction. I don't really have anything else.
With refraction, you will see less, not more. Once
You
forever.
can say begog first. Begog refraction.
You know, Matthew?
Refraction.
Once for all, with refraction, you will see less, not more.
It depends on which way it curves.
No, it's not depends. With the refraction, you cannot see more.
Come on,
you can
Matthew.
see only less.
It's not curving from left to right. How far is it left and right? How far? Thank you, Matthew.
man.
You're not looking at the picture. You're following the book that you're reading right next to you.
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty far left to right. You're right.
Measurably flat, left and right. As far
So,
as
Matthew, do you believe in evolution?
No.
You don't believe in evolution?
No, I don't.
Oh, wow, okay. So me and you are the opposite. You're a glober who doesn't believe in evolution.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm a flat earther who does.
But you're not, Sasha.
Sash.
Actually, the two of you are just a pair of clowns, to be honest.
Sasha, is that your real picture, dude?
Okay, I'm tired of people making fun of my picture. I'm gonna change it now.
I'm just asking.
Yes, it's my real picture.
Yeah, Sasha, can you be quiet for a little bit? I'm also, 5 hours is too much for today. If you can be.
Yes, I'll mute myself.
Okay, thank you.
There's 2 Sashas now.
Yeah, but this one is not he for sure.
Ah, there we go. He's trying to get away from that. He's trying to distance himself.
This one is not believing in evolution and in globe for sure.
So what do you believe happened? How do you get here? How did you get here?
Are you asking me?
The guy that doesn't believe in evolution. But believes
Oh
in
yeah,
the
I
law.
believe that God
Sasha.
designed the universe, and intelligent design, specified complexity are obvious, and methodological naturalism is false.
Are you saying unicorns don't exist?
That's right. Yeah.
Unicorns. And you know the Rothschilds have a unicorn on their shield.
But I have one in my backyard.
I have 2.
Isn't that strange though? What a weird animal to have on such a.
It's almost time for his
crest.
feeding.
Oh, the Rothschilds? Goddamn.
My unicorn. No, my unicorn.
Oh, I was about to say, bro, how's your kid?
It's about time for me to go feed the Rothschilds. Yeah. Let me go feed him some hay. Hold on, just a minute.
They're waiting in there.
They're waiting for their hay.
That's a pretty rare thing, in my opinion, of somebody that believes in the globe but does not believe in evolution. That's kind of astonishing.
Wouldn't it be more like I gotta go feed the Rothschilds? I gotta stop at the playground market.
I'm not sure I got that. Maybe I need more coffee or something.
Just don't bring Hillary any hay. She will be very upset.
Hillary will be there.
Hillary will not like the hay.
The Toys R Us restaurant.
She's the one pointing them out.
Buffet. I didn't know Toys R Us had a buffet. What the fuck?
I mean, when you eat kids.
No,
but anyway.
Gosh.
Golly, this guy done ruined the whole joke.
But bump.
Get the little fucking hook. Get over
So
here.
where did gold come from, Matthew?
I love gold.
That's a good question.
I know, isn't it? Because I'm always wondering that. But do you have any insight, any kind of research that you've done on gold?
Dinosaurs.
Or silver?
I don't. The
What
general
do you
thing
mean?
I would say
I
is
don't
that
get the
God arranged
questioning.
that it would happen. But yeah.
I just wonder. I mean, like, I know
How did we
found it
find
in the
gold?
ground, right? I mean, is that
like the first time ever?
Is that the first time ever? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question. Like, what? Hey, what is this? A
I've
nugget?
always
Somebody
wondered
just
it.
polished it and then sold it for hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
why did it become valuable?
why did it become that well? And of course, where they found it. I mean, but yeah, why did it really become that valuable? I mean, I know it's the only kind of substance, right? I mean, there's no other type of gold.
Yeah, so I just like Paris Hilton is famous for being famous. I think gold is valuable for being valuable.
Yep. Did you know that she just came out and actually said that she was being a dunce the whole time for fake?
I mean, that was obvious. She's
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a privately schooled.
Yeah,
super
she's
educated-
very, very smart. I mean, she has like 5 businesses, and yeah, so it's amazing.
Oh my
what you can
god, I
actually
made like $1
understand.
trillion off this show. Oh my god, it's so hot. I'm a stupid ass.
Stupid.
$1 trillion.
That's
Oh,
right.
godly.
Anyways, yeah, but gold and silver, I mean, they're like the most valuable to everyone. Doesn't matter who you speak to. You hand them a piece of silver or gold, they will be like, okay, what do you want me to do?
Yeah, I mean, gold has had value for 5,000 years, and hardly anything else has, and silver too. I suppose
That's
you
the
could say
whole
the
thing.
same of platinum now.
Right when it first started, right when it first started, do you have any clue?
Justin, you're such a precious metal. We all know that.
I'm rare. Yeah, that's for one. Always been a kind of a mind blow, understanding. And then how they fluctuate the price of it. Like, really? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of manipulations in those markets, especially like
Oh,
the
yes.
cryptocurrency markets. Those are
Oh
even
my
more so.
Yep, that's me. I'm into it all. Yeah.
It was great.
So we have the Lonely Raptor. He has no roles. So if you want to go up into the VC check-in
Or
and
we
maybe
can
get
just bid
the
him in
VC
right here. I mean, we're all here.
I don't have the capability to unmute, so if
No,
you
no, no, no. Let's
We
do
have
it.
we have somebody that's called God's Perfection or God is Perfection in VC check-in right now. Send them on down.
Yeah, hopefully we can get that.
Oh,
But yeah, we got
Who-
11 more
I
minutes
just
of
unmuted the
precious
Lonely.
metal.
Who are you trying to unmute?
Raptor, I've unmuted you. Raptor, hello.
Oh,
How you doing?
thanks. Thanks, Justin.
Right.
Hello,
Stay
the
away.
Lonely Raptor. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. What's up?
Welcome to the server. What brings you to the server?
I don't know. I've just been kind of confused why people believe in flat Earth. Yeah,
You're
not to be rude, but
No,
I just want to
that's-
understand why.
Okay, so have you ever talked about flat Earth to anybody before?
Yeah, but I don't know. I didn't
Trust
really
me, you can't be rude to us. we get it every day, so don't worry.
So why did you talk to somebody about flat Earth before?
Because I don't know. There's so many things pointing towards the Earth being curved. I don't know why you believe in it being flat.
Did you talk to somebody about flat Earth?
I talked to someone who believed in it, and I didn't really get a response. Basically, they just kind of shouted. So, yeah, I've come here to learn a bit more about it.
So what do you think about the flat Earth then? What is your opinion of it?
I don't think the Earth is flat. Basically,
You don't think the Earth is flat. Okay, so why do you think we live on a spinning ball going through space? What's your best proof of that?
I have no idea. I mean, why do you
Scale of
believe
1 to
in
10, 10 being the
Earth?
highest as being a perfect ball in space where you live. Where are you at right now? 1 through 10, complete 10 or 100%? We'll call it.
Wait, what do you mean? Like,
are you 100% sure that you live in space on a ball?
Probably not 100%, but reasonably higher.
What percent? What percent would you say?
80%, 90%, kind of that area.
What percent would you say, Lonely, about ballpark?
80%, 90%.
80%. Okay.
That's about
80 to 90%. Okay.
We could call it 70% like water. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
he's really only 30% sure if you look at it that way.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things.
Water's flat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure we live on a ball, but I just don't think we live on flat Earth. If that makes sense.
Okay, I have to do one thing there. Just make sure that you understand we are not Flat Earth Society. So if you have any idea who they are, we do not believe in a disc flying through space, water falling off the edge. We are stationary. Okay, and what I like to say, and you don't have to, put this as a factual statement. It's a concept. Okay, so think about the Earth as the ground level as the universe. Okay, so it's solid structure. Okay, and not moving, of course. And it has no scale. We can't tell you a scale or size. There's no map. There's concepts to it from what we can navigate. But we are very limited to our aspects of reality because we've grown up to a lockdown situation basically.
Okay.
With everything in place.
So I was just thinking there's a lot of things, especially from Aristotle, that prove that the Earth is.
Do you know anything about Antarctica at all?
I haven't.
I mean, you're told that it's on the bottom, right, of the Earth, right?
Yeah.
Did you know that it's about 53,000 miles around? How is that possible?
I don't know, bro. The Earth is large. It's a lot.
Okay, so if the Earth is large, what is the scale of the Earth? Can you tell me?
No idea.
You have no idea, although they have it structured for the globe model. The globe model states that it does have a radius of 3959.
Okay, but
You've heard that, right?
Yeah, but I'm more like the software.
But what I'm asking, what I'm telling is that that's what they state in the history books and in the educational system, that the globe model has a structure, a physical structure size to it, and it's no bigger.
I'd like to take him through the 3 points while we still
I would
have
love
6
to,
minutes
yes.
of this event. Yeah, if that works.
Go ahead.
Sounds
Go ahead.
good. Okay, so the Lonely Raptor, if you're able to just answer these 3 questions honestly, I would appreciate that, because you do seem to, well, what are we down to, 80, 90%? You think that you live in a spinning ball? So how has curvature been measured from ancient times up until today?
So they've used field of view, kind of like stars, like varying star constellations and stuff like that.
Okay, so how does looking up at the sky measure the Earth?
Because if the Earth was flat, you'd be able to see basically every star constellation on that side, but from different points on the Earth, whether you're in like the north or southern hemisphere, you can see different star constellations. You can't see the other ones.
Okay, but I observe when I'm standing on the Earth. What do I observe? That the stars move, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's not a valid argument, because I observe that the stars are moving. I don't observe that I'm moving. So how exactly then has that been shown to measure the curvature?
Because if you stand at the same time on different, like the same time like period on different sides of the Earth, like northern, southern hemisphere.
But we already established the stars are moving, not us. We observe that the stars are moving.
But we could be moving too.
No, the stars observe to move. And how does that? We're talking about curvature right now.
Yeah, but wait, this is flat.
So I don't understand how staring up at the stars and the stars moving in any way proves that the Earth curves.
The stars aren't moving.
I observe that we observe that they move.
They are, but like what I'm saying is, if it was flat, you would be able to see the same star constellations on the other side of the Earth. But you can't.
At an observatorium, they project every star that is known to humans on a dome.
Yeah,
accurately. Yeah, go to an observatorium, man. They literally show you every star. It's a dome.
Yeah, but where is that?
Show it to you.
If it was on the equator, then
The problem is you're teeny tiny on this big dome, and you can't see all the stars all the time because of perspective. Some stars are way on the other side of the dome. You're not going to be able to see that. You can't even see the sun. How are you going to see that star?
So you're in the weeds. You're in the weeds, though. You're in the weeds. She asked you a specific question about the measurement of curvature. Do you know of any carpenter or carpet layer that goes into a room and looks at the dimensions of the ceiling light to determine the dimensions of the floor? Have you ever heard of anyone doing that?
No.
Why do you think that is?
Well, no, because that's totally different.
No, just answer the question. Why do you think carpenters or carpet layers do not first come into a room and look at the ceiling light? Why do you think that is they don't do that?
Because the Earth's either flat or round. Like
That's about a room and a carpet layer. Why don't carpet layers go first measure the ceiling light before they lay the carpet to tell them the dimensions from the ceiling light?
They can see the floor.
They measure
Yeah. We're on the floor. We're on the floor. You're right.
But
you're onto something. So here's the reason I mentioned that, because it's it doesn't correlate. The two things are not correlated at all with each other.
Yeah, but if you were a giant that could see the entire Earth, then you wouldn't need to have this argument.
Nobody's a giant that can see the whole entire Earth, so you're going to have to scrap
how are you comparing it to a carpenter measuring the floor with the light?
Nobody has ever measured the floor with the light, bro.
Yeah, but you're comparing it to that as if we were able to see.
No, you are comparing it to that, not me.
You just asked me why it's never.
Yeah, I'm just illustrating a point because that's what you're doing. You're saying look up at the ceiling light. That's how I'm going to tell the dimensions of the floor.
No,
so I'm pointing it out to let you know how ridiculous that is.
But if you were on if you could see the entire floor, you wouldn't need to use the ceiling light. But we can't see the entire floor, so we have to use the ceiling light. That's my point.
You can't see the entire dome. That's my point.
I want to quickly say thanks for everyone for coming to this Precious Metals. I think it's coming to an end. Redwin will wrap it up, but I just wanted to say thanks. And it's kind of like going to your mechanic and saying, something's wrong with my rad, and he pops your trunk. Like, come on.
Redford Bear, you mean well. Redford Bear.
Absolutely. Just pops your gas can. Oh, let's see if your engine's doing good. Here, let's look through your gas can.
That's actually what you should do first. Make sure that goofball didn't run out of gas.
Or checking the speedometer to tell what the tire pressure is.
There you go.
Gosh. My gosh.
Well, in my
Put
car,
water in the oil.
I can do that.
Yeah. Oh my
Oh, okay.
Let's
Well,
just sell the car for
too
gas
bad
money.
we didn't get through the 3 points within the precious metal takeover.
We still
but
can.
That's okay. We can still keep going. So it's 2 p.m. Central Time. So thank you everybody who joined into the precious metal takeover. Thanks. So Tap just left, the co-host. He dipped. And if anybody has any feedback, the moderators or admins, if anything that we missed or that we can work on, please let us know. Just because we do have somebody to speak to right now, I won't open up the floor for that. But if you want to put it in the silver text or DM me, that would be great. And thanks everybody again. And we'll get back to the Lonely Raptor.
Thanks, Redford Bear. Thanks.
Points with them, Redwin?
No, I was.
I wasn't doing anything.
Thank you for allowing me to participate.
3 points.
Yeah,
with
thanks
them. Let
for being
Redwin
here.
finish.
Very cool stuff here.
Okay, so the Lonely Raptor, we're back to this. So curvature, how have they measured curvature? You can't look up at the sky to measure curvature, just like Sunny said, you can't look up at the light bulb to measure the floor. So is it safe to say then that you don't know how curvature has been measured from ancient times up until today?
No, but no. My point was that there is curvature. Like,
then you need to be able to tell me how have they measured the curvature of the Earth? How has that been measured?
I'm not saying measuring. Proving there is a curvature means that it's the Earth.
I'm asking you.
Saying measuring.
The question is,
wow,
how has curvature been measured? Because if curvature exists, you have to be able to measure that there is in fact curvature on the Earth.
Dimensions. I mean, I don't actually know, to be completely honest.
Perfect. That's great. That is honest. That is what I asked you from the beginning, if we can have an honest conversation. So that's great. You don't know. Perfect. We can move on to the next question. How has the Earth been detected to be spinning on its own axis, which is axial rotation? I'm sure we're just going to have a repeat of the last one. But how have they measured axial rotation?
They've marked points in the sky, probably, and seen the Earth rotating.
They marked points in the sky and saw the Earth rotating. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
What do you mean?
With like a proof that this is actually... Oh, sorry, Dave.
I'm just trying to race right to the sky again. Go ahead.
You're breaking up really bad.
Just like it's right to the sky again. I'm shocked. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's back to the sky. I think that's what you said.
Yeah. Skybound.
Oh!
So, yeah, once again.
Sorry, he dipped. So.
Oh, yep.
That's too bad.
He dipped on number 2.
I know, he didn't even make it to the last question.
No.
Oh, wow.
I think he saw there was something coming where he couldn't get out of the corner he painted himself into. So he's like, "Oh no!"
No, he was typing, man. He didn't find. That was problem. He was typing.
Yeah, maybe his internet dropped or something.
Maybe. Yeah, could be numerous things.
Could be. Yeah, so that's good. So yeah, we don't measure the floor with the ceiling light. We don't measure motion of the floor with the ceiling light. Once again, thank you.
So that's we do not measure the floor with the ceiling light? Is it?
That's correct. We do not.
That's
Do
correct.
not,
And
yeah.
if we
I
see
get the
that
red marker out from the whiteboard.
and if we see that something, Sonny, if we see that something is moving, that doesn't mean that we are moving.
Yeah, I mean, think about that. Think of a guy going to the job the first day to lay some carpet, and he goes in, and the boss is watching him, and he goes and gets a step ladder, and he climbs up, and he starts measuring the circumference of the ceiling light, the height, whatever, the height of the ceiling light. I don't know, how much can you measure with the ceiling light? They would take him way to the crisis house, wouldn't they? You're like, oh, I'm sorry. That's not going to
It's the
work.
same with the bridge, with the long bridge, man. They first accounting about refraction, and then they know where is the curvature, and then they're making bridge.
They forgot one little key point. They forgot one little key point, though. They forgot to measure.
You don't need to measure if you know the refraction, Sonny.
You
go to the beach. You see you see the refraction, and you know where are the objects because of the refraction. You know where is curvature, and then you build the bridge.
Yeah. How do they account for the deflation and inflation of said globe? Because apparently it's breathing.
That's everything in the math.
There's someone named Kumo with no roll. That rhymes. Dipped.
Oh, called him out and he left.
Dipped really quick there.
And Dave, your microphone sounds very strange, dude. I think it's like a bad connection.
Yeah, he's driving a lot of times, Bierman, so.
All right.
He goes in and out of reception.
Oh, speaking of which, we missed Tank. He never came back and finished that analogy. We'll never know.
I took notes. I'll remind him.
Awesome. Please
Fat
ping
girls,
me when
right?
he comes.
Fat
Yeah,
girls?
please ping me when he comes back. I want to hear this.
I will.
Okay, thank you.
It's kind of nice coming in here with the precious metals takeover on Saturdays. Now it's good. I have something to do. I kind of look forward to it.
Oh, that's good. I'm happy to hear it. I enjoyed doing it. It was a little, a lot of Globers today, Sonny. We didn't get to hear you serenade us with your guitar playing, so.
That's okay. More to
Yeah.
come.
Yeah, sounds good.
That's okay.
Yeah, Sonia, have you come up with a business idea yet with the music?
Well, I'm working on some projects. I started playing with another band for real, a 3-piece that I was playing with previously for a little while. So we just got back together yesterday. So I'm working on that. I'm just more concerned with those kind of things.
Nice.
Yeah.
What kind of music?
Classic rock, cover tunes, like all kinds from the from the 60s to the 90s or whatever.
So you can play out?
Yeah.
All right.
Play some Leonard Skinner, please.
I'll probably
a staple in every band.
I'll probably be. You guys will be
jam
like
session?
guinea pigs. You guys will be like guinea pigs for the song list. So. and tonight is karaoke. And tonight is karaoke night. So.
Maybe I can find one of my song lists if I look through my drum kit. There.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll give you my song list. You can just go right down the line.
I'll see what
get
you
my
got.
bongs out and like I'll switch it up from the bong to the bongs once.
Okay, no talking about weed. No talking about weed because I ran out, and no, I don't want you talking about weed. Stop.
So what time is the karaoke? I forgot to announce it. I announced it last week, but what time is it at?
I think it's like 9 p.m. I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
You guys literally sing on, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I missed last night.
Holy
So.
crap! I cannot sing to save my life.
It might be drunk karaoke, so I don't know if it's a requirement, but it's
Yeah.
usually after a few shots, like real shots of booze, not the Fauci.
You'll fit in just fine, Bierman. I'm sure you can sing something.
Oh yeah, I can sing like "Twinkle Twinkle Little Star" and things like that.
Perfect. We'll put a rock rhythm to that and some lead guitar, which everything needs lead guitar, even Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know how everything I say keeps rhyming. What the hell is wrong with me?
I do a mic check.
You're like that guy in Princess Bride, the giant.
So now what?
Yeah, I'll be the chaperone for drunk karaoke, as long as I can stay awake anyway.
Yeah, if it's not. Oh wait, I might have something going on tonight. But yeah, if it's not too late, I'll pop in and see if I can figure out what time it's at. See what's going on. I won't participate though. I'll just be here for support.
Oh, drunk karaoke.
I don't drink.
Me either.
So that's one thing.
Me either.
The Earth is a globe. Damn it! Is my mic working now?
There we go. That is better.
That we heard perfectly, Dave.
Oh,
Speaking
thank
of
you.
which,
Crazy K-Son is here. If y'all want to try to talk to them, I'll shut up.
Oh, Crazy K-Son, are you there? Can you unmute your mic?
I see Crazy. He's in Australia, or she's in Australia. Stay upside down.
I see that now.
You're probably right. Let's see. Crazy K-Son, can you open your mic? Hello, are you there? Guess not.
No. And they're gone. Oh, they're back. And oh, there we go. Crazy K-Son.
Hello?
There we go.
Very low.
Very low, yeah.
Yeah, this mic is.
Something about a mic. Yeah, I don't know. Can you?
Yeah, you'll have to go into the settings, Crazy K-Son. I don't know where it is if you're on a phone, but if you're on a laptop, it's down at the bottom there, below all the names. The little gear.
Yeah, my mic is terrible. Alex.
Yeah, voice and video settings. Once you find those, you should be able to turn your mic up. I was hoping I would hear Elijah F. At the karaoke last time, but I guess now he's not in here either. Oh wow. Warrior of Anubis is here, VC verified. Can you open your mic? Say hi. Warrior of Anubis.
What's up, dude?
Hey, how you doing?
Not bad.
Cool.
Just doing a sound check for my headphones.
Yeah, it sounds good on this end.
Good.
Mm-hmm. What say you on the shape of the Earth, Warrior?
Well, I do not think that Earth itself is a shape, but we can say that as flatness being a property, that Earth has the property of flatness.
Okay. So not a globe then?
No, sir.
Okay. No, you don't have to call me sir. I appreciate your politeness, but yeah, you don't have to call me sir.
What happens when you drop a helium balloon?
Actually, yes, you keep that respect up in this room, young man. That's very noble. Just joking.
No.
What is Anubis and why are you a warrior for it?
Anubis can be comparable to Hades or Abaddon.
Okay.
Anyway.
Just curious.
What happens? Helium balloon? Well, it would go up, I assume. Because it has helium in it. So I guess it would go up. Kind of an obvious one.
So you drop it up.
Well, you can let go of it, but it will not fall.
Right.
It will not fall.
Yeah.
Is that because anti-gravity?
Well, what is gravity? Do we need it to explain why things fall? I don't think so.
No, you're right. Sound like a flat earther to me.
Oh, Jesus Christ, he sure.
Well, I am.
Oh, he is all right.
Yeah.
I think you should give him the flat earther tag.
Yeah, because if that's a troll,
That'd be
then
nice.
you're going to get the Troll of the Year award.
Hold on, wait. One more question. One more question before we give him a flat earth roll. Do you like rock and roll?
Sure.
Oh, wait.
I'm a metalhead, bro.
Okay, you can give him the flat earth roll.
Fuck yeah.
And all right, I'm not going to ask that one yet.
Go ahead, ask.
No, not yet. How'd you get here? How did you get here?
You don't like punk? Don't give.
How'd I get here? It's funny. I was actually reading the wiki for a while. I found you guys on YouTube, and then I see the Discord viewer, and I figure, why not join?
Oh, look. Sorry, some good wheat.
I can tell.
So you seek this out?
Yeah, I saw you on YouTube.
Good.
Cool.
Sorry, Sonny.
Welcome to the server.
That's all right, man.
Thank you. It would be nice if I got the flat earther tag.
Don't worry, Sonny. I'm rolling one big enough for both of us.
Just give us your. I'm sorry, Brett.
I just looked at my screen. Who are we talking to?
Warrior of Anubis. So, can you just give us your 3 very best reasons that you know Earth is flat?
He was in Cogdis, and then I said, "Give me 3 proofs right now." And he went, "Bam, bam, bam," and I just sat there and looked at it, and I said, "He must have been a dick," and he was to one of the mods, and so now he's in here. So I think he's.
I have
mellowing
anger
out.
issues. Sue me.
I think he's mellowing out. Now he sees this guy is a flat earther because I've already been through it with him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sounds cool.
Sorry, I wasn't looking at the screen. I'm actually drawing a.
Well, be careful. If he was in Cogdis, he might be a pretender clone.
No, he's not. He got in there because he didn't know he was talking to a mod and basically flat smacking people. Yeah.
Don't worry.
Don't
worry.
And besides,
a sarcastic mod or something.
we welcome pretender clones. They're great. They're part of the whole thing here process.
I'm no pretender.
No need to worry.
Yeah, Emerald typed it in. He was in the lobby.
As long as you're
acting.
using the correct information and providing that information to the new people, that's it. You want to provide the best information that you possibly can, and never attack the person, because you always lose the conversation. Yes.
Yeah, and just to be clear, I wasn't trying to say that you were Pretender Warrior. Just to be clear.
And I was gonna say no need to worry because roles, privileges, and whatever else can be stripped, removed, and there are lifetime bans.
Well, I'm simply looking to get access to every channel. I'm sure there are more that I can't see.
Have you been here a while, Warrior? Have you seen the information down below us here? Different categories?
I've seen it, but I haven't downloaded it yet.
Oh, yeah. Some of it you can
plan
just
to download everything.
Yeah, you can just look at it. You don't really need to download it. I mean, some of it you'll want to download, but a lot of it's just reference material. So for you to get more acquainted, and I don't know what your knowledge or experience is with Earth, flat Earth in particular, but yeah. Welcome to the server.
Thank you. My experience with it is, one day, I just I'll describe it exactly. I saw a helicopter flying overhead, and it flew in a straight line away from me. As it got further and further, it appeared to descend. Even though it wasn't, I knew it was at the same height. So that was one of the things. Another thing I saw was two planes spraying whatever they were spraying, flying on either side of the sun, making parallel lines. And when you looked at these lines, when you looked at these trails that they made, even though they were definitely parallel, they appeared to not be parallel. They appeared to converge at a point far away. But I knew for a fact they weren't. It's just our perspective. And I did experiments, I did tests. I didn't see any curve anywhere.
When did you realize that the Earth was flat?
Can't remember. Probably a year ago.
All right.
So who wants the 3 proofs?
Just tell us about the test you went and did. You said you went and did a test.
I used binoculars.
Fair enough.
I live near a lake, so it was very easy to do.
Awesome. So what did you look at with the binoculars?
I looked across the lake at whatever I could find.
Okay.
I found an island of cormorant birds, about 25 of them, hidden. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, water is pretty incredible. When you really get your head wrapped around what its fundamental nature is, it's quite amazing that, that to me, all of this kind of thing leads me to the creation itself, because how does water exist the way it does, that it conforms exactly the way it is, that every top surface of water here on Earth is flat and level? That's quite amazing.
I don't know the answer to that question.
Yeah. No one does.
Maybe someday.
Just is the way it is. But we know that for sure, that it is exactly the way it is. There's no question about water laying flat and level when contained.
You kind of sound like the main character from Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Hey, Wits.
I haven't seen that movie in forever.
What up?
I will be honest, I am looking to get that Flat Earther roll. Just so I can see every channel.
Wait, is there channels that I'm missing out on?
I'm not sure whoever just spoke, but if you don't have the roll, then maybe you are.
Oh my god.
I can't say for sure.
I'm probably missing out on all the fun.
Oh, it's you, the oil guy.
No.
Yeah, you. You were the one who
Oil
was talking
guy?
about oil in the air, right?
Oil in the air. Oh.
Yes. He's oil guy.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, the Black Swan, right? You had an issue with the oil rigs because of what did
the
you
oil
say? The oil or something in the air.
Well, I did at first, but then I realized that was a logical fallacy.
Awesome.
Oh, yay! We made progress.
Very good.
Perfect. That hour and a half
now
spent
you-
talking to
now
you. At
you
least we
know-
got somewhere.
Now you know that the towers don't mean anything, right?
Well, the towers are used to mark distance.
Awesome. Oh my god.
Yep, that's it, man. See,
Perfect.
you're on the right track, Sasha. Just stick
yeah,
with that stuff.
You can
Yeah.
get there. Good. Yeah.
And the fact that you got to understand it's 1 foot high. You're not standing 6 feet, like, so it's only 1 foot observer height, and you're seeing over 10 miles?
I'll give him 30 feet.
I mean, I am blown. My mind's completely blown when I see that picture. Because I should never be seeing that far. Never.
Still can't believe these headphones work. I found them in like a pile of old stuff after 3 years of not using them. Probably more.
You kept them good. That's how you that's how good stuff lasts. You keep them going.
Mayhaps.
That's how we have nice things, you know?
Does Sasha need some flat smacking, is my question.
I don't know, dude. Do you need some globe smacking?
You want to debate me, bud? Ready, willing, and able.
I'll debate you. Let me just get some water first. I don't know if I want to debate
Water
just
that's always
yet.
level. Some water that's always level.
Okay, that's bad me.
Debate's over.
Just continue the conversation. Maybe I'll debate in like half an hour.
He doesn't want it. He doesn't.
Let the globe.
He doesn't want the smoke.
Let the globe go.
Well, I just felt like I've been talking too much today, so.
Maybe you have.
Well, we can agree on one thing.
Yeah, I agree. Let the globe go. You have no loyalty. You have no reason to have loyalty to this idea, man. Honestly.
You were shown cartoons when you were young, man, and you just believe it. And we're sitting here showing you that it's literally impossible, and you can go and test it yourself. So if you choose to just blindly believe it, I don't know what we can really do with you. It's a personal decision that you have to make. If the Earth were truly flat, would you want to know that?
Of course, I always want to find out truth.
Why don't you read the channels here?
Well, apparently I don't have permission to all the channels.
Well, you have plenty of roles. I think maybe you do.
Maybe.
But I
So
don't
tomorrow,
know for sure.
tomorrow the weather's looking good on my side, yeah, in Cape Town, and I'm going to go through and do the 60